In fact, let me take you through the briefest history of the world to illustrate this and what's actually happening here. And these numbers correspond differently but very similarly across China and also in the US in different percentages, but the same trends are happening as well. So the first era was hunter-gatherers, small tribal groups trying to get enough food to survive. What changed that was the technology of agriculture and the science of the soil. And so that meant we started to live in communities. And that meant we had to invent things like policing. And we had to work out social structures and politics and so on to have people live together in one place. I'll explain these numbers shortly. We moved to the industrial age, starting in the 1700s with the cotton ginny, eventually the jet plane. Most of us of a certain age, baby boomers for sure, have grown up in the industrial age. In fact, still, many businesses try to run their business on an industrial age mindset, which don't work today. But we all learned that mindset as we grew up in the industrial age. So, and now we've moved into the information age. It's a whole set of opportunities and challenges, and this is the fundamental technology is robust computerization and telecommunications. I'm going to suggest later in this speech we're entering the fifth economy as we speak. So that will just stoke the pace of change even stronger as some of these new technologies really kick in their magic like they have in the past. And these cycles are moving more quickly than ever before. But let's just look at Canadian numbers. The percentage of Canadians that were in agricultural jobs, think farmers. In pioneer days, when Canada was first developed, 90% of us were basically farmers. In the most recent census, it's only 2% of people are farmers. Less than 2%. Now, the cool thing is we produce far more farm output with 2% of us doing it than with 90% of us doing it. Okay? So that's the good news, but it really has changed the nature of the family farm and the nature of farm work. Let's look at jobs where you make a product you can touch, see, and feel. Think industrial age, factory worker type work. So in 1900, about 70% of us were employed as factory workers, and you can see the progression. We moved to 2012, this is from October, 7% of Canadians are now in manufacturing. What's happening, folks? Well, Canon, the camera company, doesn't have anyone on their production line. It's all robotics and computerized control machines. Okay, think about it. Do we really need factory workers that are unskilled doing some manual labor continually over time when machines and technology is taking place? This is a major challenge for China, by the way, because they are the manufacturing heartbeat, and it's moving to less employment and more machine-driven. So with the number of people, that becomes a challenge, right? But what we're seeing is a real transportation of how manufacturing is done. Okay, so that's what's happening in today's world.